I am gothic.envy, and this video does not have a proper introduction, so here I am. Please ignore the fact that this video is very clearly meant for TikTok, and the way that it's filmed is like vertical. That won't happen again. I have not made YouTube videos since like I was younger, and I'm trying to get back in the swing of making content. Also, I just got over a cold, so I sniffle a lot in the upcoming clips. And secondly, please don't hate me for doing braids in my hair. I know that there are plenty of reasons why people might do braids, and mine are specific to me, and I used to do them when I was a kid, and so it is just something that I know works for my hair type. Now, it also, do your own research, okay? I'm not gonna tell you what your hair type has to be for you to be able to do braids. Just look it up yourself. But I hope you enjoyed this like video about how to do like knotless braids, I guess is like not what you would say or call them. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the video, and I never really learned properly how to do braids, and so this is how I do it. And give me some pointers if I can do it better. All right, watch the video. Love it. Hi, I'm gonna do braids today. Instead of like embroidery string or even braiding hair, we're gonna use yarn, because believe it or not, what is happening? This, oh my god, what is happening? This is like my holy grail, and I will use this because 1, I like the texture, 2, I like the softness for my hair type, and 3, this is just it. It washes nice and it dries like my hair. So you are going to need a parting comb and probably some kind of water and maybe a hairbrush. It depends on how yarn, of course, and scissors. These are my sewing scissors, so they're nice and sharp and meant to cut yarn, not hair, yarn. If you're gonna use braiding hair, please use scissors that are meant to cut braiding hair so it doesn't look bad, but I don't know enough about that to make a judgment. I have all this red in my hair, and I don't want to braid the black into my red. I want my red to like stay. So we're gonna try really hard to separate it out. And now you're gonna section where your braid is gonna go. And so I like my braid to be a little bit up here. So I'm gonna go right about here where my ear is, slide up, and pull a chunk of hair out. We're gonna clean it up, don't worry. Now, that is kind of chunky for me, so I'm just gonna split that in half and take this part, and that's what's gonna be in my braid, so that any flyaways in this like strand are up and out of the way, and like that. So now I have my section. So now you can go ahead and do it on the other side, but I like to braid one side at a time because I'm like that. Get your string, and you're gonna fold it in half, or your yarn. You're gonna fold it in half. You're gonna hold it up to your head, and you're gonna say, do I want my braid this long? Do I want my braid this long? Like, how long do I want my braids? And I want mine pretty long. I think a little bit shorter than this, but I'm gonna go a little bit, like I want mine kind of like right here. So I'm gonna go a little bit longer than I need to, so that long. And then they'll end up a little bit shorter than this. So you're gonna fold it in half like this, and cut that. And now this is your guide. Unfold. You need 4 of these. I have now 4. This is gonna be for one side, this is gonna be for the other, I'm gonna put those aside for now, and I'm gonna take these. This is the hardest part. You're gonna make sure that all of your ends are somewhat even. And I just like to make sure by like grabbing them all like this, then running my finger in the middle. And now all my ends are even, and I have a loop. This loop is gonna go at the top. I think this is called a knotless braid. So then you're gonna take your hair and take your loop like this. And you're going to then section your hair into two. Go and take a one. Give it one of these. Right? One part of my hair gets one piece of yarn. The other part of my hair is one piece of yarn. And then the third strand is the two pieces of yarn. So you're gonna get in a braiding position and you're just gonna braid this top part really tight. So I'm pulling this braid up and I'm pulling out any tiny baby hairs that like aren't supposed to be a part of the braid. Anything that's like kind of loose, that's not gonna break if I pull it. If it's gonna break, don't pull it out. It's part of your braid. What if I just cut it? No, I don't do that. Don't do that, don't cut it. Do it anymore. So I'm gonna stop and tie it in a knot. So I'm gonna just take this braid, wrap it around my finger, pull all of the yarn through itself, and kind of push my knot to the bottom of my braid because I don't want my braids to be short. And there's my braid. So there's your braid. And now this is the important part because I will be coming back to show you what my hair looks like with the braids in. But don't cut anything just yet. Take a pet brush, a comb, a brush, literally anything. So I'm gonna take these extra bits of hair, or these pieces for my next braid off, and you're gonna just brush this out. This is why I like using yarn, because this has a texture that is really similar to my acrylic hair. And I'm gonna trim this really long one to be the same size as the other long one. So now we have like 2 short ones and 2 long ones. Start at the top, work your way down to the bottom. Pieces of the yarn will come out. That's just how it is. But I just kind of do this until it gets like that. And then pull out this, say fuck you, take a little bit of water, let it down. That's a lot of bit of water, not a little bit of water. And brush it again. Hit it with your hairbrush a little bit. Yeah, you really want to just get most of it out. Just see, I got all that extra black. And now I pull with my fingers. Now I can take it and I can trim it at an angle on one side and then the other side and trim at an angle. And that's one braid complete. This, if you have stuff like this, put a bead over it. Straight up, just slide a bead up there, put a bead over it. Boom! It goes away. I'm gonna go do the other side now. This one braid and this explanation took me 20 minutes and I'll be back to show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so I'm back. I have both of my braids in and they're so very cute. Aren't they fun? I love them. And so the really nice thing about having braids is I can take all of my hair and I can put them up and then we have the braids, or I can take everything behind my ears and put it up and we have these really long face framing braids, or we can have the hair down, or we can put just the top up and we have braids in the back. It took me a whole hour to do both braids, and that's because this one like wouldn't get really close to the top of my scalp, and I was just trying to not have them like, I wanted them up here like towards the root of my hair and not down more. If you want them to be straighter and less, I don't know, like they move and they like will like crunch up. If you want them to be straighter, just hit them with a flat iron. Flat iron them, it's fine. Like people who make dolls do it all the time, so I highly recommend that. That's my Y2K rat tail braids kind of thing. And now I gotta edit this video, so peace out.